Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrea and I have been selling on Etsy for 8 years. This YouTube channel is just where we talk about being an Etsy seller, things I've learned, things I'm currently learning and trying, all related to small business and Etsy. So if that is what you're interested in, you are in the right place. Today specifically, we are going to be doing sort of I guess it's like a funny video. I think it's funny. And we're going to be talking about my worst Etsy customer ever. The worst customer review open case experience I've ever had in my 8 years of selling on Etsy. Okay, so I was gonna do a video that was about all of my worst reviews ever, my most it sounds bad because I'm not trying to show off my bad reviews, and for the most part we have really good reviews, but I was gonna do a video where I was talking about the buyers that kind of make sellers roll their eyes and are you serious? Just because I thought it'd be funny, it'd be relatable. If you are in a situation where you are new to selling on Etsy, just know that most people are good, but every single seller, experienced or not, deals with the general public, which is sometimes means that you are dealing with people who are less than friendly to you as an Etsy seller. And so I thought it would just be a fun video to make. And then I kind of realized that we actually don't have a huge backlog of people that were really, really hard to deal with. To be honest with you, most of my customers have been fine. I opened up all of the cases ever opened against me on my shop, and I realized that actually this is the only one where Etsy had to intervene and put a person on and make a decision. Outside of this case, they have all been either the item wasn't delivered and then we marked it as shipped, so the case automatically closed. There was one where we had a sizing issue and I immediately realized I was wrong and sent her a new one. And so basically we immediately, this is the only case where Etsy actually had to get involved and answer in the case and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I would just switch the video to explaining this worst customer ever. I don't know, maybe you guys will think it's as funny as I do. Also, don't hear what I am not saying. We have definitely had our fair share of ridiculous customers. This person, yes, her order was actually already made. It's a personalized shop. There's nothing I can do about that. It was literally already made and it was already being shipped out, and she was really upset about that. And this person who was mad about her name being split up, I don't really know what a professional name is, but we definitely do not get the idea that we don't have our fair share of customers that just make you want to rip your eyeballs out. But overall, they're very, very good. Before we jump into the actual story, I also do just want to defend myself, because I realize that if I'm only talking about the reviews I've had that are negative, it could come off like we don't get good reviews, and that's not true at all. We have over 4,000 reviews with 4.9 star average. So really, truly, the large majority of my customers are not only really, really easy to work with for me, but they're also really, really happy with their final product. And we get a lot of really, really good reviews. And so I preach about that on this channel, how important customer service and good reviews are for your shop. And so I do want you guys to know that this is not something I'm just talking about and not doing. We have, I guess, good, I would say really good customer service, because we have a 4.9 star average across 4,000 reviews. I had to scroll through 56 pages of reviews just to find a few 1 stars. So for the most part, we get 5-star reviews and people are very, very happy with our shop. All that being said, let's dive into the worst customer I've literally ever had. Okay, so to give you a little bit of context, this review, or I guess it wasn't even a review because Etsy took it down, I'm assuming. This particular customer bought a Monogram camera strap from us in 2017. Of course, I am over it. I'm not still losing sleep over this. To be honest, and you will see, it was so, the comments that were made were so out there that it, not out there, but just so aggressive that it was funny at the time. It's funny now. I just thought this would be a funny story. Don't be like, she's winning because you're still talking about it. it's funny, okay? So this was in 2017. She bought a Monogram camera strap from me. If you are wondering about like the price, it's like $23, I think at the time is what we charge for these. And we have always, if you are unfamiliar with my shop, we have always sold Monogram clothing and accessories. So it's all personalized, and we do like the typical Southern prep monogram where it's like first initial, last initial, middle initial. And we have always, since the very beginning of my shop, the policy or the way that we have done it at my business, I don't know about other people's business, the way we have always done it is that in your personalization notes, you leave your monogram in first, last, middle. So you leave it in the order that you want it stitched on. If you look at literally any of my listings, it'll say this. That is how we have always done it. I felt like it's the easiest way. And yeah, for the most part, this doesn't confuse people. Sometimes people mess it up. That's just the way we've always done it. Sometimes we'll catch it, like if someone orders from us and their name is Lauren Smith and they leave initials that say LRS, we will message them like, hey, are you sure this is correct? But that's only if the shipping address and everything lines up, which doesn't happen very often. But basically, we try our best to prevent initials out of order, even though we definitely don't have to, because it's clear as day in the instructions that you are to leave them in the order that you want them stitched on, which is typically first, last, middle order. So that is kind of where all of this started. She ordered in 2017, and she ordered a camera strap, and then you can guess that she, of course, left her initials in first, middle, last order instead of first, last, middle order. That is where all this started. That's where we are going to jump into her messages thread. I'm gonna like skim through them and then put some screenshots up of the really funny ones. So she started messaging me, hey, I received it, it's gorgeous, it's not right, the middle initial is wrong. And I was like, okay, sorry, just checked your notes on your order, you said this, and I specifically asked you to leave them in the correct order. She said, what do we do about this? And I said, feel free to order a new strap. We give everybody a 10% off code, or at the time we did. Feel free to order a 10%, like a strap at 10% off for the new one. I didn't feel like I was responsible for this because it's pretty clear in all of our messaging what you're supposed to do. And that is where it got aggressive. It started with like, hey, the camera shop is gorgeous, just wanting to know what we can do. And then I said, this is the policy, I'm really sorry. You guys can disagree with me in the comments. Like looking back, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done that, just to like not worry about it. But I was like, you did it wrong. Like, I'm sorry, is that wrong of me? I'm like, it was pretty clear. And like at the time we were selling a ton of camera straps, and it was like, this was not a regular problem. Otherwise we would have fixed it, of course. So this is whenever she just says like, anytime I've ever ordered anything, this is not what I expected or I wanted. Please proceed. If it's not your norm to change the note, like she was saying, like a disclaimer would be helpful. And I was like, it's there. And then she sent me 3 messages right in a row. She's like, I will not reorder this as it's not my mistake. Had your site said I needed to provide anything other than my initials, I would have done so. I think you should redo this because it's not my mistake. I opened a PayPal claim since the idea of fixing your mistake is for me to purchase another strap. So I let her, all 3 of those messages come in. The PayPal case was opened. And yes, if you are hearing PayPal case and you were like, oh, she opened an Etsy case and a PayPal case. Yes, she waited for the PayPal case to get closed and then she opened an Etsy case against me. So that was that. I said, I'm just gonna let you guys read it on the screen, but basically I said, I'm sorry you're upset. It's our shop policy. It always has been. I put a screenshot of the listing at the time that had where it says, please leave in seller's note, initials as they appear, first, last, middle. She then says, that wasn't there when I purchased. I've never had any issue with other monograms. If you follow monogram etiquette, it's clear the last name is capitalized. And I was like, I think in my thing I said, yes, that is why I told you to leave them that way. Oh my God. So anyways, I said to her, this is the part where I maybe got a little bit snarky, but sometimes I feel like customer service is best handled when you're being really, really honest. I don't really know. I said, the same description has been there for over a year, so I can assure you it was there when you purchased. I told her that I wasn't able to check her initials based on the shipping address because her shipping address was sent to a nickname, I'm assuming. And so I had really no reason to think they were out of order. And then I said, I feel kind of mean. I recommend reading the description fully in order to make the ordering processing flawless. Like basically saying if you would read the description, you would have known that this was not right. And then she got mad at me again. She linked another seller's monogram guide saying that you should have done this the right way. And all of my 54 years, I've never had such an issue with monograms. Everyone knows the last name is capitalized. And then she just kept going, that's not right, that's not right. Blah, 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 blah. And then she said, I definitely agree that the last name is in the middle, which is why I specify to leave them that way in the seller's notes. And then I just said, I went ahead and escalated the claim to PayPal, so we will see what they say. Have a great day. For a customer service reference, once claims are opened on PayPal or Etsy, like I said, we don't get claims hardly at all. My rule of thumb, and always has been clearly, is that once claims are open, all correspondence stays under the claim. I don't answer a convo about that claim. I don't answer a separate message because once it's open on a claim, that's the claims thing. I need the people that are going to make the decision to do that. Obviously with a $23 order, it's not like a huge deal, but that's just my general tip of advice, is that when they keep messaging you after a claim has been opened, don't respond under the claim. Okay. She said that then she came back to me while we were waiting the response and said that the camera strap did not fit. My sister actually fortuitously had the exact same camera as her at the time. And so I knew for a fact that it did fit. And then she just kept sending me pictures. The PayPal case was closed. They sided with me. And she said, I feel you need to do the right thing and refund my money as the strap doesn't fit. And I wish I had tried that the day it arrived. I hope to hear from you today. And then she said, and with 1,000 question marks, do you plan to reply? So I then used the vacation card, which was true. I really was on vacation. I said, hey, my sister has that same camera, so I know that is not true. Also, this was like the most popular camera of the time. It was a Canon Rebel, if anyone's familiar. They're still really popular now. We sold, kid you not, hundreds of these camera straps in 2017. They were one of our most popular items. So I knew for a fact that if they didn't fit one of the most popular cameras then she was lying. And I really do believe that. Again, reading it back now, I feel kind of bad because I was like really direct. And if it truly didn't fit, I would feel bad, but I just suggested to her to trim the edges. And then she got mad at me for that, which I will screenshot the money, or screenshot the combo. Sorry, I was like reading ahead in the combo while I was talking. So she also made a false accusation saying that I have no other reviews in my shop, which was not true. And then she said, I have many problems, but money isn't one of them. Therefore, it's about principle, not money. Do the right thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm making this video like people are going to come in the comments and roast me and be like, you should have just refunded her, which is probably true. Okay. I just thought this would be funny. Don't roast me in the comments, please. Okay. So then I just responded to that. You have 0 reviews other than mine and your sales will hopefully decrease. I think you're a horrible seller and hope you really needed my $23. Only a person terribly hard up for cash would treat a customer such as you have me. Hopefully my review will warn others of your terrible service. Enjoy my $23. It was a donation because of the crap strap you sent me doesn't fit. You don't sell someone a custom item and tell them to trim it to make it fit. I'll be sure to let Etsy know how terrible you've been. I said, thanks for filing a case. I've responded and let Etsy take it from there. So again, she filed a case. I said, that's done. We're not doing that. And then the case also kind of escalated, which I can pull that up as well. Basically, she used the camera strap doesn't fit argument in the case, and then I just said something along the lines to the Etsy admin that was like, hey, thanks for reviewing this case for us. This is a culmination of a lot of combos and several false accusations against my shop. If you want to read these combos, I'm happy to show. All of these things basically just saying that like I know for a fact that they fit the Canon Rebel. I did mention that the complaint was originally about the monogram order and had nothing to do with the size, and that was brought up later. And then I said also that she had opened a PayPal case and it was already closed. So this is the second case. She explained why the PayPal case, and then she said I'm extremely slow to reply, but the reason why I was taking, at the time I actually wasn't as good at answering combos, I will admit that. Now we're much, much better. But I was taking a longer time to reply because I don't reply while a case is open, which I mentioned. And then I said I find it hard to believe it doesn't fit yours, which is kind of rude of me. So then we talked about the fitting of the strap, and she said if you sold so many, why no other reviews of mine? I screenshotted and attached videos. I have over 1,000 reviews with a 5-star average. Maybe that was savage, I don't know. And she said, seller does not state a no return policies, therefore it is implied refunds are given. I said, if you look at my under my shop policy, you can see that I don't offer returns or exchanges. And basically the Etsy came in, commented and said, you lose, woman. So Etsy did end up siding with me. All of that to say, I feel like that was maybe boring. I hope that wasn't boring. I hope this was like a funny thing to read. Basically, all of that to say that this woman ordered it with the wrong initials, then said it didn't fit, opened 2 cases against me, and said a lot of like just objectively not true things. You can say like, I'm a terrible seller, you are the scum of the earth and whatever. And I guess you could argue that. I mean, obviously I don't think that's true, but like objectively non-true things like you have no other reviews, this and that. It didn't say that. It said you gave refunds, and it clearly says I don't. And so I don't feel bad about the way that ended. I don't think. But anyways, I thought this would be a funny story. Hopefully the screenshots were amusing to you. And I don't know, I hope this gives you some comfort that even like that every seller does deal with people that are just downright frustrating. Yeah, I have no choice but to think that she's just miserable with her camera strap. I'm sure she like threw it away and hates me forever. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, if you are dealing with a customer that is less than ideal, I'm very sorry. It's not fun. For some reason, you can get like a gajillion 5-star reviews and the one-star review just like ticks you off to no end. And you are not the only person that feels that way if you are experiencing that. And so I hope that maybe it was helpful to know that 1, we deal with bad customers as well. And 2, I hope that it was helpful to kind of see and get some tips on how I handle those things. So all that being said, I thought that would just be a funny story to share with you guys. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought it'd be funny. So if you are new to this channel and you are just wondering what we talk about here, we talk about Etsy strategy, and usually I post 2 videos a week, and yeah, we all hang out together and talk about Etsy. So if you're new, introduce yourself and your shop in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you hang around and subscribe.